Hi everyone, it's Marcia Parker, Senior Director of Community Relations and Academic Partnerships for Long Beach City College. In celebration of Area 2 of our district, I'm excited to present to you the full dialogue of our discussion between LBCC and community members from Cambodia Town, Inc. Due to our current public health crisis, this dialogue was held virtually. Despite our current circumstances, I am so grateful to have hosted an incredible panel of current students, staff, community members, and our board president. So please, sit back, relax, and enjoy as we discuss higher education and we continue to discover LBCC. In today's fireside chat, we first want to address some of the anxiety that we may all be feeling for the future and how education will address some of our needs going forward. From there, we want to discuss both a current student as well as a community perspective on how education has the ability to bridge the gap between where we are and where we aspire to be.
First of all, I would just like to take this opportunity to welcome our panelists. It's a privilege for me to serve on this panel with you. Really unfortunate that the plans that we had for today have had to change. I was really looking forward to the Cambodia Town Cultural Festival, and I'd like to also follow suit with Marcia to thank all of you, the organizers of Cambodia Town, Inc., for providing these opportunities in our community. And I'm sorry that this is the best that we can do to have the fireside chat, but certainly we will move forward in the future when the pandemic, when things get better, and we will provide these opportunities for outreach in person. So thank you all for being agreeable to still go through with these plans. Really appreciate your time and really appreciate the effort that Marcia and the communications team on campus have put forward to make sure that this happens. So good morning to everyone, and thank you all for being here.
So to start off our panel, I'd like to ask President Malauulu to talk a little bit about what is being done at LBCC to help students through our current circumstances in the COVID-19 pandemic.
I think the best response is, what isn't Long Beach City College doing to support the community? First and foremost, our priority is our students. So we have moved all of our classes strictly online. It was not difficult in a sense of making the decision. The decision was made fairly quickly. It was difficult in terms of the logistics. And some of our classes, for example, lab classes, welding classes, it has been challenging. So we're very grateful for the faculty members who have been flexible and who have been really thinking outside the box to provide opportunities for our students. So that has been our priority. We also wanted to maintain a continuity of services. In addition to moving all of our courses online, we are providing services in suit with the basic needs. The Office of Basic Needs is still supporting students with food and resources and anything that they might need to still be able to get online and to have access to classes. Our technology department, our online learning team, they've been doing some really amazing things. Now, those are the things that we've been doing on campus for our students, but Long Beach City College prides itself. I always say that we put the community back in community college. In the last couple of weeks, we've really made efforts with the City of Long Beach, with Long Beach Police Department, Long Beach Fire Department, and we are also providing specific COVID support in the community. For example, we have dedicated facilities at the Pacific Coast campus that are strictly going to alleviate some of the stress on local hospitals for other patients or other members of the community who need health care that are not directly victims of COVID, so that way we could alleviate and open up hospital beds in our nearby area hospitals. Another thing that we're doing is, and this announcement will be made sometime today, so this is kind of breaking news in case you haven't heard, but we're gonna have a drive-through COVID testing at Veterans Park, in the Veterans Park parking lot complex. So these are all things that we're doing in the community, and I'm really proud of the administration led by Interim Superintendent President Luann Bynum, as well as our stellar Vice Presidents, Dr. Kathy Scott. Actually, let me just share with you that Dr. Scott was the first person to really put COVID on my radar. We had a conversation about this in early January, and she was also the very first person who stressed to me how serious the severity of the situation was and how we needed to take action. So Long Beach City College was probably among the first higher ed institutions in the community to really take leadership, moving our classes online quickly. Within 2 weeks, we had every class online. And this is in large part due to the leadership that Dr. Kathy Scott demonstrated. She was the acting, she's executive vice president. So we had a transition period where we didn't have a superintendent president for a couple of weeks, and she stepped up to the plate and really did an amazing job together with the other vice presidents.
Jessica, from a current student perspective, can you share some of the resources that you are tapping into during this time?
Yeah, so to begin, my professors during this time have been very understanding, but also very compassionate, which I think is very important, especially what's going on right now with everything. We stay connected using free platforms like Canvas, Zoom, and we're fortunate enough to have access to publishers like Wiley or McGraw-Hill to have free access to textbooks and study material. But besides actual tangible resources, I've tapped into like my the community that I've developed at LBCC, along with the community that I've developed here in Southeast Los Angeles. And I feel like amongst everyone, there's this new definition of what it means to stand as a community and be united and just take care of each other. So I feel like right now, especially a lot of students have tapped into this resource of like community and what it means.
Sheree Roth, from a community perspective, why do you feel it is important to be involved, both as a college student and as a community member?
So I served on the Cambodian Student Society for 4 years, and I was their external public relation for the last semester of my years at Cal State Long Beach. And I think just talking about community, I think it's important that not just our cultural community, just a sense of community where we feel belong. And it's good that being involved in the Cambodia not only taught me about my culture and then what I can relate to in terms of my generations and my parents' generation. It gave me a sense of belonging, and one on campus, one outside where I currently live in the Cambodian, and I live in the heart of the Cambodian community. So it gave me a sense of belonging. This translates really well to what I do now. I think there's a huge gap between especially now that we have to transition over to everything that we have to do everything online through Zoom. It was a very quick transition, and the gap between our generation, where we're quote unquote tech savvy, and compared to our parents' generation, who they have to quickly learn how to, move their occupations online and all these other things. And there's that big bridge, and no one's really bridging that gap. And as a young individual, I think it's important that we continue our work from college, the skills that we've learned to connect with one another within our cohorts. We can use that to connect with the older generations or the generations before us or below us.
Richard, as a leader in our community, how can we celebrate and encourage those from a variety of backgrounds, life stages, and circumstances in their pursuit of higher education?
Well, first of all, I would like to say that happy Cambodian Heritage Month in the city of Long Beach. Last year, we got that designated, it's forever. So again, unfortunately, today is supposed to be our 12th annual Cambodia Town Parade and Cultural Festival. So now we can't do it, so we postpone it. However, we are celebrating Cambodian Heritage Month from home. So I do encourage all my friends, the one that have pictures from the last year Parade of Culture, to post it or repost it. Now, coming back to your questions, I was a student too, and again, what Srairot just brought up about the gap way back in the 80s, so that I'm pretty old. I went to I was in Cal State Long Beach in 85. So I was there. That's my in my families, my younger brother Paul and I were the first sons to go into the college. Again, we are survivors of the killing field. We went through the Civil War. We escaped from Cambodia to Thailand, lived in Thailand in the concentration camps. And we were so fortunate that we were able to come to the United States of America. And we were very proud, and we're still proud, and we thank to the American people for embracing us. So back again, I need to share with you a little bit about me, about school. So when I get here in 81, I'm thinking nothing out about just going to school. My family came here in 81. We settled in Korean town in LA. I walked to school like almost maybe 10 miles. I always up in the morning, and again, my brother and I, young brother, was always about school. So fast forward, and I came to Cal State Long Beach in 85. And again, for us, for our generations, I know Srairot's father. He just maybe 4 or 5 years older than me. So we almost like classmates, but they're a little bit older than us. So when I got to Cal State Long Beach, again, we always think about helping one another. We always said education was the priority for us, because we get here, we don't have anything to be here, and we appreciate for our parents to bring us here. So we encourage one another. That's why we form a Cal State Long Beach student called CSS, Cambodian Student Society of Cal State Long Beach. I am one of the founding members. Only a few of us still here. And again, our goal is to have one another. So we put a lot of emphasis on education. We encourage one another. Remember, English is our second language. So imagine that learning English at the same time you're taking science, mathematics, physics, chemistry. So it was a challenge for every one of us. So we forming CSS the goal was to have one another, to encourage one another. And we always say, look, there's nothing harder than living through the killing field. And that is what our motivation is. When we were so stressed out about classes, about money, because we all have to work part-time, and we always say, hey, remember, we survived the killing field. So there was nothing that we couldn't survive. College, yes, we're not that genius, but if we were to have one another. So the club was actually formed to have one another, sharing the books, sharing homeworks. We sit together, we look at together, sharing homeworks. We even save like sample tests. We save for the previous people that come in. That's how I met my wife, Satia. I met her in Cal State Long Beach in 86. That's how I met her, because she came on maybe a year later than me. So I was all there. So we're having newcomer like her. First of all, not to be afraid of the campus. I was so afraid of the campus, but guess what? I told my parents and mom and dad, I'm going to live on campus on my first year, and I did. And it was so scared of love your family for the second time. Remember the first time we were in Khmer Rouge, they separate all of us. I was young, but they still separate us. Now I'm here, so I say, Mom and Pop, I must live at the campus. I want to experience the student life. So I did. I lived there. I lived on campus my first year, so I met a lot of my great friends. So education is always our priority. We encourage people to go on. We're helping people to go on. We always encourage, say, look, school is not for everybody, but if you have enough people to encourage you, you make it. And that's what we do, we keep doing it. And while in college, again, I met my wife, and I met her, she went there her first day was attending our club, that's ESS. She was there. And we were already in a planning of organizing the first Cambodian student New Year on there in 87. And then we found out that she was an artist. She was a teacher, teaching traditional dance. So we asked her, please teach her how to do the polka dot dance, all of that. She did. So that's how I met her. And again, during that time, we have one another. We know that we came here as a refugee. We don't have much. We're not smart. We're all struggling. But when we bound together, we were strong. So the club purpose was to have students, Cambodian students, that come over to Khasi Long Beach. And at the same time, we start to organize that annual events that Cambodian student show.
President Malauulu, how do you feel getting involved helps to promote student development?
Richard, I also want to thank you for sharing that story with us. It's a great story, and there are certain parts of your story that really resonated with me. One thing you said that I have often said, especially to my students, is that you said school is not for everybody. I always said college is not for everybody. And the reason why I said that is because there are so many different interests and abilities that our students have that it's important for them to find something, an interest or ability that really inspires them to make a difference. And one thing I found that whenever I say that, sometimes students actually want to disagree and want to prove me wrong. So it serves as kind of a devil's advocate type of motivation. I taught journalism at LBCC. And prior to that, I taught high school for 17 years. And the difference that I found, obviously K through 12 is compulsory education and students are required to be there. But higher ed is a choice. And not every student that I taught was 18, 19, 20, fresh out of high school. I had students in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s. I taught the first social media class at Long Beach City College through the senior center, the Mary Throit Senior Center on the Pacific Coast campus. I had an 82-year-old student once. So in that regard, college really is for everyone because you can always return to it. So that's the caveat that I would let my students know. And as far as the student involvement in the community, so one little nugget of advice that I often shared with my students is that you have to start building your network early and you have to continue to cultivate it. And your network could be a classmate, it could be a professor, it could be somebody where you work. If you intern somewhere, always make sure you keep in touch, never burn bridges. You never know the circles that life will take you in. And I've been able to connect and reconnect with people 2, 3, sometimes 4 times in my life, just from various industries. And the beauty of Long Beach City College is that we are truly in a big city that feels like a small town. So I've been able to teach students who have gone on to intern at the, with the city, at the City Hall, with the Port of Long Beach, at the airport, who've gone on to Cal State Long Beach. They've been able to do so many different things because Long Beach City College serves this greater purpose in the community. So it's important for students to really build their network. So from the minute you get on campus, we have welcome back activities. Our ASB is incredible. Jessica, you've been a part of ASB. We have one of the most robust associated student body organizations that I've ever seen. And I used to be activities director for LA Unified School District. We have Join a Club Day. We've got different organizations that satisfy different needs that students have intellectually, athletic, arts-wise, science-wise. We've got future teacher clubs. We've got nursing clubs. We've got, again, very robust athletic program. And we really feed into that. We have Dr. Mike Munoz, who is in charge of student services. We've got a great athletic director, Dr. Bill Husak, and all of our student services teams. It's just incredible the opportunities that you have. So whenever we see a student on campus who perhaps is just, in high school, we used to say bell in, bell out. They'd get there when the bell, they'd leave when the bell. But in college, it's different because schedules are so staggered that we really try to make a connection with students and try to offer them this buffet of services, whether it's in activities or whether it's service or whether it's athletics. There truly is something for everyone. And I will add one more thing. One thing that I really respect about the Cambodian community is their passion for education. I don't know if you could see what I'm wearing here, but this was a gift to me by the Khmer Parent Association. Dr. Chan Hobson gifted me this beautiful scarf a couple of years ago. And she does a really good job in promoting education within the Cambodian community. I grew up in Carson, and my neighbors across the street were Cambodian, and one of they had a lot of children. One of their daughters is my age, and we went to school together. And I've just never forgotten how her family instilled in her that push for education. In fact, one of her sisters now works at Long Beach City College, one of the younger sisters. And I've never forgotten how important education is to the Cambodian community. And I'm so proud to have been a part of it several times through, either activities that Cambodia Town Inc. promotes, like the festival last year and the year before, but also through KPA and different activities that they promote, the scholarship drive, the mother-daughter. My mom and I attended the mother-daughter tea that they have every year. So it's important that you instill these traditions in the younger generation, because that younger generation of Cambodian students will rise up when their time comes, and they'll be the future leaders of these organizations. And the Pacific Coast Campus, which is in my trustee area, really serves as kind of an anchor within the Cambodian community. And we hope to be able to open up that campus a lot more. I know that we've done immigration classes, we've done immigration resource fairs, we've done legal resource fairs. So there's a lot of opportunity for Long Beach City College to get connected with the Cambodian population in Long Beach. And we look forward to really tying that in with our students and having our students at the college spread out into the community doing that good work and continuing the good work.
Jessica, can you share how you discovered your major while at LBCC?
Like many of us, I love food, but I never remember it being like a hobby. Like it was always just like a hobby, never like a profession. So when I came to LBCC, I was really into like science. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna be like a bio major, like a chem major. So I took all like those type of classes. And I remember I was in my honors micro and macro economics classes, and we had to do this humongous semester-long research analysis project, and it could be about any topic that we wanted. So I decided to do two topics that I love talking about, so food and my community. So I remember doing research and discovering things like food scarcity and food deserts and how that impacted my community in Long Beach, my community here in Southeast Los Angeles. And I just remember thinking like, I cannot wait until I'm actually able to help my community as like a registered dietitian.
And Jessica, I know you are also an outreach peer advisor. How has serving as an outreach peer advisor enhanced your student experience?
Again, it's going back to doing that community work and all of the on-hands outreach things that we do. So we do the fourth grade tours, and that is a resource that I wish I had as a child, because I know that many of those students that come in are first generation college students. And growing up, I didn't know the difference between a community college and a Cal State and a UC. So being exposed to all of that information at such a young age not only helps future generations be exposed to higher education, but helps our community as a whole. And again, going back to just like health, love, and support for our communities is something that I found at LBCC.
Part of our Long Beach College promise, we're fortunate at Long Beach City College to provide tours for Long Beach Unified School District fourth graders. And so that's something really nice, and it really helps to provide and implement just a college going culture in our community. That's such an important tradition. So as we kind of close out our fireside chat, I wanted to provide Shrey Roth and Richard an opportunity to provide any closing remarks or things that you would like to make sure that our listeners go away with from this conversation. So I'll start with you, Shrey Roth.
So just as a closing remark, I think especially this time, we really need to come together as a community just to support each other in this tough time and continue the support once this pandemic is lifted as well, because support goes a long way. Just one support can change a person's life. So I think it's just having the continuous support for one another, regardless of our differences, our skin color, whatever, where we come from. Being supported by one another can help us lead in so many positive ways.
Definitely. Thank you. Richard?
A first message of which I have not really related to your question is the leaderships. The leadership you don't acquire, or you don't heritage, you earn it. And that's the one thing I have not talked about, is that I have learned so much during my college years, and then later on after college, and then I'm involved. And then you have to have passions, true passion, sincerity. If you're thinking about doing something to get it right away, to get some benefit, you're not going to make it, because you will tire, you will walk away. So to lead a groups like we've been doing it, you have to have passions and believe in yourself, and you always put yourself first. If you can't do it, do not ask anybody out to do it for you. So that is the character of a leaders. Second, during this COVID-19 pandemics, I think we are in this together, regardless of our skin colors, of our look like, or our backgrounds. We need to stay together. We need to fight this vicious disease together. We are stronger together. We are stronger, and we cannot show weakness. That's my message.
Thank you so much. I couldn't agree more. We are definitely stronger together. And, President Malauulu, one of the things I admire so much about you is that everything you do is in service to our community. And so I just really wanted to thank you and Jessica, Shrey Roth, Richard, all of you for taking the time this Sunday morning, April the 5th, to join together and discuss education, which is such an important topic for all of us. And education is really a key to breaking barriers in so many of our lives. I can testify to that for myself, as well as for so many of my family members. So in closing, President Malauulu, can you share with us your vision for LBCC going forward, and the value of us staying connected and continuing to encourage students to pursue their goals?
Absolutely, Marcia. Once again, I would like to thank our panelists for joining us this morning. I would like to let you know how much Long Beach City College appreciates your flexibility, your commitment to the community. I look forward to having the Cambodian Festival again next year and being there. And we're going to have to go big next year to make up for this year. So if I'm not mistaken, was this supposed to be the 12th annual? Is that correct?
Yes.
So when we go the 13th annual, we're going to do it twice as big. So we'll make it just as big, if not bigger. But thank you all for taking the time to do this. So Marcia touched upon education and family and community, and those are three really important passions of mine. I was born in Honduras. I was born in a small little barrio in San Pedro Sula. I came to this country when I was 7 years old. I didn't speak any English. You want to talk about the diversity of Long Beach City College. I'm really proud to represent multiple diversities. I was born in Honduras. I came to this country when my mom married my stepfather, who was African American. He adopted me. I was 7 years old. So I was born Vivian Ramirez in Honduras, and then I became Vivian Williams. And then I married a Samoan and became Vivian Malauulu. So you can imagine our family parties are like United Nations summits. We've got all the cultures, the food, the music, and it's a rich tapestry of ethnic culture and background, and we celebrate that just as we do at Long Beach City College. One of the things that we've really done a lot more of since I've been president of the board is we've really made an effort to recognize a lot of the diversity on campus of diverse ethnic groups, and by doing so, the board has adopted several resolutions. So we've done African American Heritage Month. We've done, for the first time ever, the Hispanic Heritage Month back in September. We've done Native American. In fact, one of my friends came out and she represented the Tongva culture, and she did a really nice ceremony during one of the board meetings. We've also had the Filipino community recognized for the first time. We've been able to do the name preference initiative, preferred name. We've been able to recognize our LGBTQ community. Just a lot of different initiatives to make sure that our student population feels welcome and valued on campus. And by doing so, you break down the barriers. We've also been doing a lot to support our students. We have homeless students. We have students who have hardships and they face insecurities for food and shelter. We've got a lot of students who are couch surfing. We have students who, you know, even though tuition is affordable, this is something I want to make sure that the community understands, especially in our ethnic communities. There's tuition, which is really affordable. However, it's the cost of living that isn't. Students might be able to afford or might be able to qualify for Pell Grants or to be able to offset their tuition and fees, but they still have to pay rent. They still have to have transportation. They still have to have a car and car insurance and food. So Long Beach City College has really made an effort to provide bus passes for our students. For example, we've got a Strong Beach bus pass initiative in partnership with Long Beach Transit. So these are a lot of barriers that our students face. And I believe that was that Jessica who said that you didn't know the difference between, you know, community college and a four-year institution. You know, that is so true. And the outreach that we've done in our high schools and our elementary schools, our middle schools, to go out there and let students know, don't let the finances prevent you from taking advantage of an education. Through the Long Beach College Promise, you're entitled to 2 years of free tuition, and we're so grateful for the work that the Long Beach City College Foundation has done to make sure the first year is covered, the second year is covered, so students can really focus on the things that they need to do to be able to get their degree and transfer. And these, you know, Long Beach City College is known for initiating the Long Beach College Promise, which is fantastic, but there's also the California College Promise, and then it's going nationwide. And these are initiatives that are making a difference. And I know personally the difference that they're making because I hear about it. And I get a little choked up because, you know, I'm in my backyard. I'm looking at, you know, I've got a neighbor next door to me who has taken advantage of this opportunity. I've got neighbors, I've got community people on the west side. I've got community in the south central quarter of the city, neighbors and friends who have taken advantage. We've got, I don't know where we are on time, but I can talk about Long Beach City College all day. We've got the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program. I've got a neighbor down the street who was part of one of the cohorts a few years ago. She's owns a small plumbing business. Her business is quadrupled just connecting to the network that we offer at Long Beach City College. And these are all free programs for our community. So back to barriers. I'm a little immigrant girl from Honduras. I'm the first Latina elected to the college board, president of the college board. And, you know, I'm just a regular person. My husband and I, we work on the docks, blue collar worker. I work my way through school. So don't let finances and don't let all these hardships be barriers to prevent you from taking advantage of this wonderful education, especially at the best community college, I believe, in California and the whole country. So I hope that you take advantage of that. And for the rest of you, we're having this fireside chat virtually because of COVID-19, and we're in this shadow of what's happening around us in our community and all the precautions and safety measures that we have to take. But don't let that stop you, because Long Beach City College is available online. We don't know how long this will last. Our spring semester has basically been 100% online. We've made a decision to postpone our June 4th commencement. So we've had to make some really tough decisions, but don't let that stop you. lbcc.edu, you can register online right now for summer and fall classes. So there is no barrier that we haven't addressed. So there's no excuse. Like I tell my students, there's no excuse. You can log on and you can still enroll in classes. Sorry, but I just had to say all that.
Absolutely. I think that's, we have a virtual hand clap. And so I think everything you said is so important. And I definitely would encourage everyone to visit lbcc.edu. As has been said, we are in this together, and just everyone, please keep going. Please keep pursuing your educational goals. I wanted to also acknowledge and thank our IT team for their help today. Sylvia Lynch is helping us in our process today. We hope that this discussion has helped provide inspiration and helped many of you who might be considering your next steps, particularly in the area of higher education. Today's discussion will be available on our website at lbcc.edu. And I believe that Cambodia Town Inc. is excited about sharing the information as well.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all so much again, and please stay safe and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Thank you, Marcia. And thank you,
so
Marcia, because you really made an effort to make this happen. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. That concludes our Discover LBCC Higher Education Fireside Chat. We hope that this discussion has provided inspiration and helped many of you who are considering your next steps, particularly in higher education. Check out the video on lbcc.edu or through Cambodia Town Inc. Stay safe, everyone, and go Vikings!